Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video we are going to learn about widget in that you can use in your notebook. So what is the widget is? It is the calling the variable means let me just show you. There is one command called dbutil. Okay, dbutil dot widgets dot help. If you run this one, so you will get that what is the widget is everything. So widget provide utility. So dbutil widgets provide utilities for working with notebook widgets. You can create different type of widgets and get their bond value. For more info, you can have the method and you can use that. So let's suppose that I want to know what this widget do. Text. So I will just copy this one and paste here, and I want what this text widget do. Okay, so you can find out. So I will show you everything. So I will show you the example how you can use the widget, but this is the way you can learn by yourself as well. So create a text input widget with a given name and default value. Optionally you can provide a label, so you can give the label and all everything. So let's start doing this one. Why you required, what is the real time use case of widget is. So I will give you the example that I am using it in my current project. That is the real time example of the widget. So what I have to do is I have written one code that bring the data from API. So in the API URL everything is same, only API system name is different. So sometimes system name is API, sometimes system name is Hive, sometimes system name is database. So but the program is same, only I need to keep the system name different. Okay, so and that notebook I need to run it from the workflow. So how you will pass that parameter, how you can automate that variable. So for that we are using widget here. So widget is nothing but the way to provide the variable and you can parameterize the variable. Okay, so for example purpose, let's suppose that I am just passing the parameter called name, first name, last name. So how you can do it? So let me just create one widget called text. How you can create the widget text is, you can just write here dbutils dot widgets dot text, and you know like what you can pass in text. You can pass the name. So this is nothing but the name of the widget. So I'm giving here f name, and second one is default value. So I want to pass default value as a Sumit, and third is label. If you want you can provide. If you don't want, the label will be your whatever the name is, this name become label. So let me run this first. If you run this, observe here, see this one f name got created, right? And it is given, if you mouse over here, it is saying that you can use this f name as dollar with the dollar and parenthesis f name in SQL, or you can use dbutils widgets dot get and f name in other language. Okay, you can use get to get this variable. So what if I will give the label? So let's suppose that giving label as imp name, employee name, employee f name. Okay, if you give this one, just observe here, what happens is this becomes the label. So previous version, old version, we don't have that capability for f name showing here. So you may confuse if you have lots of widgets here, which one is used or not. But it is fine if you don't give the label, then also it's good. You can just use that f name. Okay, so that's fine. It depends on you. For better visibility purpose, you can use the label. Otherwise, that's fine. And what if you are not giving the label, then also good. So don't give this one. And if you don't want to provide any default value, just leave it empty. You will not get here empty So why it is coming as Sumit? Because it is the old value. Just remove it, and then if you run it, okay, so that's what. So this is the first type, text type. If you want to get the value, so I already know, we already know, like you can use dbutil widget gets. So you can just write here dbutils dot widget dot get, and in the get you can pass fname. It is easy, right? This is just you hope you understand what it is and where you can use it. Okay, see, it will print here because I'm not passing anything right now. It will print empty. But if you want to pass here Sumit, it will give you Sumit here. If you want to pass here Amit, it will give you Amit here. Okay, this is the way of giving that parameterize the variable. Now if you want to create two value, okay, first name and last name, so you can write fname, you can write lname, and you will get here one more widget created, and you can get both using variable. This is easy, right? So I will show you how you can automate the notebook, and you can pass the parameter, and the parameter you can take that as a widget dot get. So that will be helpful for you. So lname, so we will have both, because I have not given anything, so I am just giving Amit Kumar. Okay, you will have Amit and Kumar. Okay, so this is the one type. So we have more. This one is done. Now if you want to remove all, just call this function called remove all. So I will call here. Okay, let me call it here db.util.widgets dot remove all. Okay, this is the way you can just remove all the widgets. See, all gone, right? So we have learned about, I will just remove this, I don't want this one, I'll remove this. Again I want this, but let it be. So we have learned text, we have, you know how to remove all. Remove is also same. You can give the name and it will remove only one. Multi-select we'll see. So same, like if you have something to select, multiple option is there, and from multiple option you want to select 2, 3, 4, then in that case you can use multi-select option. So let me just give you, let me just open this multi-select. I don't want this one, but here in the multi-select you have name, you have default variable. So I am giving the, I will take multi-select example as a, let's suppose a fruits, and by default I am keeping here banana. Okay, and third is choice. In the choice it is sequence is nothing but the list of array, or simply you can say list. So here you can pass what and all option, what and all choice is there. Out of that you can select multiple things. So I will put here apple. Okay, I want to select from the apple, I want to select from banana and orange. Okay, let's see what happened if you run this one. See, you are having here, this is multi-select. If you drop down here, you will have all the value. You can select one value, you can select multiple value as well. Okay, so this is the way of, okay, now how you can use it. So for that also there is a get function. So if you get, if let's suppose that I am using here get, and get is what I want to get fruits. So what it will give me, it will give me all three things. Banana, because I have selected banana, apple and orange. Let me just remove banana. So what happened, I only have apple and orange. I only have now orange. So now what is the type of this? If you see here, type is nothing but strings. So let me show you one more thing. If you have all three things here, and this is string type, so now I want to print something like this. This fruit name is, and then fruit name. Then how you will do this one? So in that case, as you know, that is a string, and this string contain, and then string will have all this value: banana, orange, and apple. So what you can do, you can split it using comma because it's a string. Now you can use, right, split based on comma. So now it will become list, right? Fruit name equal to, okay. Now this become list, and then you can just print here. You can write for loop for I in fruit list, and you can just print fruit name is, just give I, okay. Sorry, I have to give here formatting things. See, here we got orange, apple, and so this is the way you can work with multi-select. Hope you understand multi-select. Now we'll use drop down and combo. So combo the same, just right here combo box. So this also having first parameter is the name, second default string, then choice. I'm not putting label because I already told you what is the label is. So if you run here combo, so you can see this is all together it is coming. There's also one way of, and then same way you can, because it's also a string, so same we can parse it. So third one is drop down. If you put it here, drop down, okay, drop down also having the same string and then label, choice, okay. So if you put a drop down here, see here what is happening here. So you have value in the drop down. You can select only one, either apple, or let me just print it to get the value. We have fruits, okay. I'm just writing it here, print, okay. So run it. You have apple. Now if you select banana, you have banana. Now if you select orange, you'll have orange. So this is just like drop down. In the drop down you have all the value, you can select whatever you want. Let's suppose that you can use this as the environment variable. Let's suppose that you created a variable called environment, and based on the environment you want to run your code. Maybe you want to run in dev, just select the dev, and data will go inside your dev, means your code work with the dev environment, or prod or stage. I'm just giving an example. Based on the scenario you can use it if you know how to use it. So that's all. There's nothing more than anything in the widget. So we already learned what is the combo box, get, and this get argument is already deprecated, multi-select, remove, and remove all text. So that's all for this video. I will just remove all the widgets from here, and in the next video I will show you how you can use this widget from the workflow. So in the workflow I will pass some parameter and use it, and that parameter I will get it in the notebook. So thank you very much.